What's up, it's you? For today's video, we're full Legendary Birds Pokemon team. This is my very first Crown Tundra theme team, and I'm so excited and looking forward to it. Starlight, this one is for you. Thank you very much for being a Patreon. If you'd like to be a Patreon and get your own custom theme team or Pokemon sweep, you can check it out at patreon.com/PIMPNITE. The link is in the description of the video. If there's a Pokemon sweep you've always wanted or a theme team, check it out. Okay, today we got 3 battles, people, and these were some pretty fire battles. Now, later on today, I will be doing a full Reggie team as well. So tonight we got the birds and the Reggie. So lots and lots of content for you. So I really hope you enjoy this. If you're hyped for the theme teams, people, that like button is not going to hit itself. The first battle we got here is against Cotbison, and we got a Whalmer lead. A Whalmer? A Walrein, god damn. Right, so we got a Moltres lead here, and this Moltres is going to be getting fired up here. This is a physical Moltres. We've got Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Steel Wing, and U-Turn. Max speed and max attack. Now, the item I've got on my Moltres is heavy duty boots, right? So basically, you see some Legos on the floor, right? You put your boots on, and it doesn't even hurt. That reminds me, one time real quick when I was a kid, I seen some slippers. I poured in the Lego, and they stepped in it. I got like the wooden spoon for 69 years. So we got the next Pokemon there, which is Zapdos. I had to go for a U-turn on the Walrein, right? Because I was going to get one-shotted by Water Gun. So we got the Walrein go for an Aqua Ring there, and it's going to be a very bulky set with Leftovers and Aqua Ring, and it's going to be quite tanky, right? So with this Zapdos set, I'm also running a physical one too. This is going to be a choice banded set, max speed and max attack, Wild Charge, U-turn, Brave Bird, and Stealing. Now, a lot of the birds, well, almost all of them had very, very similar physical moves. So I guess Moltres and Zapdos are very, very similar except for the stab, right? So I go for the Wild Charge on the Walrein. It's going to get some Leftovers recovery back there, and it's going to be at full health again. Now, I wasn't expecting to one-shot this, but I was expecting to do, a fairly good amount of damage with my Zapdos. Now, this was actually a speed boosting one, so we had Jolly Nature as the nature there. So go for that Wild Charge on the Walrein, does some really heavy damage. Walrein pops the sheer cold, but it's gonna miss, thank goodness. That would have been a very, very freezing start to the battle. So Walrein's gonna have some leftover recovery and the Aqua Ring too. Now, they could go for another Protect here and then either swap out, but they're just going to swap out. So I just went for another Wild Charge again. So Regieleki, man, look at those legs. That's why you don't miss leg day, because, look at those legs, though. So go for the Wild Charge there. It's actually still a 3-hit KO. Regieleki isn't the bulkiest Pokemon out there in the world. Regieleki's going to pop a Screech, but it's going to miss. That could have been I don't know what that could have been. Maybe a throat spray Screech set. Regieleki lives on 1 health. The merch is available. And now we're going to get some more recall damage. I can go for another Wild Charge, and that'll take Regieleki out, giving me a pretty good lead there. So Regieleki's going to be a physical set. They use extreme speed on the fastest Pokemon. Like that's you only see it on PIMPNITE channel, people. Extreme speed, Regieleki. That's content. Okay, so Regieleki's going to go down. I mean, after that Screech, that probably nearly would have taken him out, so they were a little bit unlucky there. Next Pokemon to slide into the battle is Salamence, and it's got the Intimidate ability, so my Zapdos is not going to be hitting nowhere near as hard. I've got to swap out and swap into another Pokemon, which is going to be my Articuno Galar. So out of all of the birds, all of 6 birds, what one do you like the most? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be interested in your opinions and stuff. So we got the Salamence going for a Defense Gum. Defense Gum? Is this going to be a rollout set? So I've got Freezing there, Skill Swap, Calm Mind, and Air Slash, Max Speed, Max Special Attack. So I thought, okay, well, the chance of them having a special move are probably going to be, pretty low or non-existent here. So let's go for Skill Swap, and let's get Intimidate and drop this Salamance's attack. The only bad thing is, since I gave it competitive, right, it's going to get a boost in the special attack. So I'm like, hope it doesn't have any special moves at all, because this could be a disaster. So now the Salamence is going to go for a Rollout. Rollout still does pretty impressive damage to my Articuno. Obviously, them all being flying type was a big problem. Rock type Pokemon absolutely rocked my team. So now what I've got on this one, I've got Freezing Glare. It's a pretty interesting psychic type move. It has a 10% chance of freezing the opponent too. So okay, let's go for Freeze Glare. Hopefully I can get that 10% freeze tag and just keep spamming that away, right? So go for some Laser Eyes on the Salamence. It does just a little bit of half health. Unfortunately, it doesn't get a freeze, and now I'm going to get rolled out, and Articuno Galar is going to be going down. I have to stop this Salamence, right? because if this gets like another maybe rollout kill, the momentum will be, I don't even know if I can leave it in Dynamax, right? So going into my Zapdos, this is my speedy Zapdos with Choice Band. I'm going to pop a Brave Bird here, hoping to take out the Salamence, and I'm going to be able to take it out, which is awesome. So down goes the rollout Salamence. So we've had some interesting sets so far. We've had Extreme Speed Regieleki and Rollout Salamence. Okay, I knew someone was going to do this. So in comes Pickle Knight. I'm getting roasted right now. Like, as soon as Dragonite came out, I knew that someone would bring a shiny one straight away. So popping that Brave Bird there on the Dragonite, and I'm actually going to live on 1 health there. And Dragonite's going to use Dynamic Punch, but it misses. I'm like, Dynamic Punch? What is this set going to be, right? So Pickle Knight is going to get some leftover recovery, and now the Dragonite's going to be withdrawn. So the next Pokemon to come in here is the Registeel. Registeel is going to be able to tank a Brave Bird super easily, and I'm going to go down to the Brave Bird damage. But that's good. I mean, Zapdos did some really good work there. Dented the Walrein, took the Regieleki out, finished off the Salamence, and I mean, did a little bit of chunk of damage to Dragonite too. So now I'm going to swap in my Moltres. This is the normal Moltres, and we're going to go for a Flare Blitz here, because this is my physical set, right? Now, for the Flare Blitz to be pretty good damage, and also seeing what they had left was like, maybe Dragonite can come into this, maybe Walrein. But then it's going to be, this is a choice Scarf Registeel is going to use Explosion, outspeeding me, and Moltres takes a big hit there, taking away 3/4 of its health. Choice Scarf Explosion Registeel, people, only on PIMPNITE channel. So we're going to go for Flare Blitz. It's pretty much going to hit the trainer, and out comes Spectria. So Spectria's got a really, really good ability. I've got to stop this thing before it gets started, right? I've got to take it out right away. So Flare Blitz will be the go-to option here to take it out. Now, this thing is super fast, and it's going to go for an Uproar, and Moltres lives on 1 health again. Look at this. It's another merch plug. Check that merch out below the video. And now I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz there, and Spectria lives as well. What? And now my Moltres is going to go down to the recall damage. Man, all these, like, close lives is crazy. So Spectria is causing an Uproar. Man, imagine if that had Throat Spray. That would be nasty. So we're going to bring the Zapdos Galar here. This is a mix set Hurricane Ancient Power round with Throat Spray. Man, all these round moves, and Thunderous Kick, right? So it's a mix set. Max speed and max special attack. And I thought, well, Thunderous Kick could still be handy, right? Because each time you use Thunderous Kick, it drops the opponent's defense by 1 stage, right? Anyway, so I'm going to go for Ancient Power there on the Spectra. I would have loved to go for an Uproar, but it was a Ghost type, right? So it didn't work. Now, the next one is the Pickle Knight. So it's like, all right, Pickle Knight. I could go for a round here and boost up my special attack, then go for a Hurricane. But of course, it's going to be Dynamax Dragonite, Shiny Dragonite. So just in case someone's already typing in the comment section right now, are you going to do a video on Dragonite, like a Dragonite, updated Dragonite? So yes, I will. I will be doing one in the coming days, right? So we got one big pickle on the field. Like, pickles are my most hated food, right? What's your most hated food? I hope someone out there hates pickles as much as me. So go popping that round there. Does 3 damage to Dragonite. And now I'm going to get my Throat Spray activation, which is good. I can go for, like, really powerful Hurricanes now. Now, Dragonite is going to go for a Max Lightning. I'm like, okay, Max Lightning. Before it used Dynamic Punch, so I was like, okay, is this got Thunder Punch? Like, is it's going to be like a physical set? Anyway, so Zapdos is most definitely going to be going down to that attack, and Dragonite's got 2 more turns of Dynamax there, so I've got to try and do some sort of damage to it. Like, Dragonite with multi-scale is going to be super duper bulky, and Dynamax, all the other extra health to it, it's going to be an absolute beast, right? So now we're going to go into Moltres Galar here. This is my Substitute Fire Wrath Hurricane Memento set. So I thought, okay, what I should do here is I should go for a substitute. Let's stall out the Dynamax, right? At least I can get 2 more turns stalled. So Dragonite is now going to go for a normal type move, which is Max Strike. I've got no idea what this is going to be. Maybe it's Horn Drill. I don't know. Like, it could be. Like, I wouldn't put it past anyone that, faces me in a battle to trouble me, right? So my speed, unfortunately, there is going to drop. Dragonite is going to get some more leftover recovery. So, like, okay. Fine. What should I do here? Should I just go for another sub? Should I try and attack it? I've got Fire Wrath and Hurricane. It's like, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop its stats with Memento to set up my last Pokemon, right? So go for that Memento. I know we got a couple of Pokemon still face, the Dragonite and the Walrein, but I was confident this wasn't going to go pear-shaped. Well, I was hopeful that it wouldn't go. So Dragonite's going to go for Max Strike again, and nothing's there, so I guess I'm going to get Max Strike. So there's one more Pokemon left here, right? Which is the normal Articuno. And I've got a pretty fun set on this, right? Now, this is a physical Articuno, and it's got, I noticed it goes triple axle, and I was like, okay, I can run a triple axle set. This will be super, super cool. Now, we got max attack and max speed, triple axle, Brave Bird, Curse with the White Herb as the item, and I had to pop on Sheer Cold there, just in case I come across, like, some scum, like Shiny Dragonite. In case I come across a Shiny Dragonite, I've got Sheer Cold ready to go, right? It's like, okay, I've seen Shiny Dragonite, I'm triggered, I've got to go for the Sheer Cold, right? I've got to take it out. Sheer Cold's going to miss, and then, Dragonite uses Zap Cannon, so it's got, wait, listen to this, right? It's got Dynamic Punch and Zap Cannon, so this is actually a Parafusion set. So when Zap Cannon lands right, it doesn't have very good accuracy, but when it lands, you always get paralyzed. Then when Dynamic Punch lands, same sort of thing, you always get confused. So this is a Parafusion Dragonite. I don't know what the normal type move is. I kind of low-key feel like it's Horn Drill, but I don't know just yet. So I can't play any more games at all. I've got to go for Dynamax here since I haven't Dynamax yet, and I can go for any Ice type move to take out the Dragonite. Now, I didn't really want to Dynamax against Dragonite, right, because of that Walrein. Walrein's kind of bulky, and, my Ice moves are not going to do any damage to me, to it at all, right? So I've got to go to, like, a flying type move to take the Walrein out. That was sort of my thought process why I didn't Dynamax there right away. Plus, I seen a Shiny Dragonite and I got triggered. So we're going to go for a triple axle or any sort of ice move to take it out. Dynamic Punch is going to miss. Tell me how you miss punching a bird that big. Like, honestly, like, there's a big Articuno right in front of you. Man, how do you even miss it? How would your arm be long enough to miss? So, we're going to get some hail on the field, and Pickle Knight is going to be going down. But Pickle Knight, you know what? I might do a sweep with a Shiny Dragonite, just for the memes, all right? What do you reckon, guys? Shiny Dragonite or normal Dragonite sweep? So, we got the Walrein coming in here. The hail is up. I actually don't know if this has Ice Body or not, but I don't want to play, too many games of this because it might have Rest, right? So, go for the Max Airstream coming off Brave Bird. Sheer Cold is not going to do anything. I think they don't have anything to use against me because remember, right, they've got Protect, they've got Aqua Ring, and they've got Sheer Cold. Maybe that was the only move that they had on Walrein that could actually do any damage, right? So Walrein has got the Ice Body ability. It did actually withstand my Brave Bird there, and it's going to have the extra left. So maybe it's got, I think it could have Rest as its last move. I wasn't 100% sure, though, what it actually had. Maybe Cop Meister can put in the comment section, what the last move was. So go for Max Airstream there on the Walrein, and Walrein is not going to be able to lift that one. But man, that was a crazy first battle. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Some really, really cool stats there, like the Extreme Speed Reggie Lecky rollout Salamence, the Dynamic Punch, Zap Cannon, Dragonite, and man, that was cool. Okay, let's get on to the second battle. This was a battle against Jope King, and man, this is a really, really cool little accessory thing you can get on. It's like the Getsus thing that goes over your eye. That was eye patch or something like that. It looks like fire. So we got a Copaline lead here, and we got Articuno. So probably, let's be real, this is like the worst matchup I could have possibly ever had, right? So I thought, okay, let's go for Sheer Cold, right? I'm going to tank that Iron Head, not very well, but I tanked it right, and go for the Sheer Cold, and it missed. I would have loved to get that, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do, right, is I've got to swap out that Articuno and go to Moltres. I thought, okay, well, they'll probably go for Iron Head again, and if they go for a fighting move, well, Moltres can tank both of them, and it'll have the type advantage too. So it's going to go for the close combat there on Moltres, and it does, hardly anything. So I'm pretty happy with that result, and it's dropped its defenses too. So I didn't expect them to stay in here. I went for Steel Wing, expecting a Rock-type Pokemon to come in there. That's why I went for it, and they stayed in at negative defense. I'm like, what the heck? So Steel Wing is not going to do anything. I didn't even get a defense rise. I mean, come on. Now we got a Dynamax Moltres here. It's like, I don't want to Dynamax so early on the game, but I feel like I've got no choice, looking at the Pokemon. The one Pokemon is really, really scaring me on their team. So we're going to go to Dynamax Moltres since I'm locked. I was thinking, well, if I can go for, like, a Fire-type move here and not burn off any of my health, that'd be really good. Plus, I can get the fire, sun on the field, and that'd be really nice, too. So we got another Iron Head from the Copaline. It's going to do very minimal damage here, and I can go for just a Max, Max Flare or Max Airstream and take it out. I decided in the end to go for the Max Airstream to boost my speed because there was one very, very fast Pokemon which I was concerned about. You might be able to guess what it is. Like, think about my team, right, and think about what they're weak to. That may be a type of Pokemon. So, our next Pokemon is the Zekrom. It's like, okay, Zekrom, this is gonna be really bulky. Like, even if it's not Dynamax, it's going to be very tanky. So it's got the Air Balloon as the item. I'm just going to go for Max Flutterby. All my other moves are not very effective, right? And I thought, well, it's going to do some damage and it's going to drop the special attack too. So it's not a bad thing. I was definitely expecting an electric type move to be coming my way, right? So the balloon is going to pop, which is amazing. And now my Moltres is going to get popped and it's going to go down. So not much I could have done there. Moltres is going to be fainting. Like, I really couldn't have swapped into too much there. Electric's another really strong typing against this team. So we're going to go back into Articuno. I was like, okay, let's go for a triple axle and see how much it does. So I hit the first one. I land the second one, it does a lot of damage, and I land the third one too, and Zekrom goes down to triple axle Articuno. So I was very, very happy about that. I was able to finish that off, which is good. So now I've still got a Pokemon with Sheer Cold too, and I've actually got I've got some more options with triple axle. So now in comes Terrakion. This is the Pokemon I was so scared of. Any rock moves to destroy me. Now it's going to go for Retaliate, and yeah, I'm not going to live that one, so Articuno is going to be going down there. So I've lost 2 of my birdies now. Now, I'm not sure whether this is choiced or not, or just not even choiced. So I thought, okay, let's go into Articuno. I can go for Freezing Glare and take it out there, and, it's going to outspeed. So oh, this is really good. Hopefully it doesn't have a Focus Sash or anything like that, because that could be really annoying, right? But Terrakion is going to go down in one hit, so that's really, really good. Honestly, if that got, a Sword Dance and Rock Throw, that would have swept my entire team. Rock Throw literally would have done. So the next Pokemon is Kyron here. And I was like, okay, Kyron, I can't do much to this at all, really. I can't really freeze it at all. Most I can do is Air Slash. Just get some Air Slash scum going on. But it missed. I was like, okay, that sucks. Now Kyron's going to go for a Ancient Power. That's super effective. Another Rock-type move there. The good thing about that is the bad thing is it critted me. The good thing is it didn't get oh shit, I nearly dropped my drink on my lap then. The good thing is it didn't get a Ancient Power boost then, which would have been really nasty. So my only hope here is to go for Air Slash and hope for a couple of flinches, that sort of thing. Now it's not going to get flinch, and now it's going to go for Glaciate, which looks actually really cool. And Articuno is going to go down. I found it kind of funny that all the legendary birds, the Galar ones, don't even share the original typing, the thunder, the ice, and the fire, right? Oh, sorry, electric. So, but they have signature moves which are named after those types, but they're not actually those types. Like Zapdos with Thunderous Kick and, Thunderous Kick, right, which it sounds like an electric type move. Those sort of things. I found it strange. Anyway, so we got the Reshiram coming in and the Kyron swapping out. I went for Thunderous Kick. It did some pretty fire damage there, and now I'm going to go for another one, right? Since this has no attack either whatsoever, I'm actually relying on the defense drop of the Thunderous Kick, right? So that almost takes it out. Reshiram just hangs on, and now it's going to try and Galaxy Brain me with extra Sentry, but Zapdos manages to live on 12 health, which is really good. So this gives me a rare opportunity to go and finish off Reshiram of the round. So not only did I take a Reshiram out with round, I got a +1 in special attack too. So that was pretty nice then. So there's a Kyron left, which you've already seen, and there's one other Pokemon, which of course is going to be Virizion. So you probably guessed that one after seeing Cobra Lion and Terrakion there. So I'm going to go for Hurricane, which is 4 times super effective, and it missed. That was a very big miss there. And Zapdos, unfortunately, is going to be going down. Zapdos would have been really good against that Kyron. I could have dropped its defenses, and, I could have had a good, strong physical attack used against it. But that's how it goes sometimes. So we're going to go into my physical Zapdos here, the Choice Banded one. I can easily finish this off with a Brave Bird. Got a lot of flying. This Pokemon, Virision's probably the least threatening Pokemon out there, but then it had a Focus Sash. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have taken it out anyway because it would have lived right. So now Virision's going to go for a Leaf Blade. Clearly it didn't have much to hit Zapdos with. I'm trying to think of what it's got, a fighting move, a grass move, Retaliate. It didn't really have much to hit Zapdos at all. Maybe they were just trying to go for a crit there. So inevitably, Virizion, not Terrakion, is going to be going down. So there's only one more Pokemon left now, and that is the Kyron, right? So Kyron could be quite bulky and is definitely going to be their Dynamax Pokemon. Also, Kyron's an Ice type too, which is going to be very, very good, against the rest of my team. So I've got a Zapdos left, and I got the Galar Moltres left, which is going to, they are going to get countered a fair bit by this Kyron, right? And even just a weak sort of ice move will absolutely destroy me. You know what I'm saying there? So we got a one big Kyron here, and I just turned my aircon on there for a second because I'm actually roasting right now. It's now coming into our warm months in Australia, right? So it's good. I like the warm months. So go for that big attack there, which is the Brave Bird or the Wild Charge, and Zapdos are going to take Recall. It's going to go down this turn anyway, so I just did as much damage as humanly possible to the Kyron run. Now Zapdos is going to be going down, and there's going to be some hail on the field. Now I was starting to think, okay, how can I live this attack rate? How can I live this 2 turns of Dynamax? So I got my Moltres. I thought, okay, the best thing I can do here to try and stave off the really powerful hits is go for the substitute, right? And if I can substitute down and get that Potato Berry, I might even get a Berserk along the way. That'll definitely be doing a lot of damage, right? And then if I go for a signature move, I may even get a chance to flinch it as well if I can get out of Dynamax, right? Unfortunately for me, the Kyron is going to go for a Max Strike, which is going to drop my Moltres' speed. Even though I'm running a very, very speedy set, it sort of depends what, EVs this Kyron actually has. It's going to be able to outspeed me here, and unfortunately, Moltres is not going to be able to live that attack. And that was the second battle. A very, very close one there, and a little bit of scummy hacks there, which sort of, like, that Zapdos was, like... Not the Zapdos. Sorry, the Zapdos Hurricane was really, really salty, but a very close battle there at the end. Also, the Kyron, I believe, was a Salt Fester too, so that would have been extraordinarily bulky to take up. All right, people, let's get on to the third and final battle. This one was against Millie, and we've got another really exciting battle here today with the Legendary Birds team. So the first Pokemon is the Poliwrath. Good to see Poliwrath being used, and we've got Zapdos here, which is, going to kind of be a very, very good matchup for me. So I can use Wild Charge, I can use Brave Bird. Anything is going to take this out in case there's, like, I don't know, like a Focus Sash or something like that, right? Or they just, simply swap. So go for the Brave Bird, and Polly is, it's going to be going down there. Nothing it can do. It sort of reminds me of this Galar I once, it wasn't my pet, right, but it was someone else's pet. You could go to it and say, you actually could literally get a cracker, and it would go, Polly wants a cracker. It's actually true. Like, you pull the biscuit out and feed it to it. It would say that. So Snorlax is going to come in here. It does just a little bit over half health there. I take some big recoil damage, and now Snorlax is going to go for a Curse, right? This is bad because Snorlax is very, very bulky, right? Like, extremely bulky. So if this has Rest, which I'm 1,000% sure it does have, I probably need to be hitting this on the special side. I didn't want to swap though because I thought, well, in the off chance they go for a Curse this turn, I could still take it out. So go for the Brave Bird there and hoping they just went for an overconfident Curse, but they're just going to go for Rest straight away. So, okay. What can Zapdos actually do now? It's pretty much walled by Snorlax. Do I just keep going Brave Bird to go for a quit, or do I just, like, swap out and go into a special attacker? I decided, since I'm on such a low amount of health, just to keep going for Brave Bird and still do some pretty good damage to Snorlax, right? Now, it's like, okay, what's Snorlax going to do, right? Like, because it didn't have Chesto Berry. Did it have Sleep Talk? It didn't. It didn't even have, like, Sleep Talk or Chesto Berry. It's like, okay, that's kind of interesting there. So going for another Brave Bird on the Snorlax, I thought, well, it wasn't such a bad decision to stay in with Zapdos then, because I took well over half of Snorlax's health out, and it's sort of like in range for me to, maybe take out with one of my other Pokemon, right? So leftovers is going to be obviously another round of recovery on Snorlax. Now I'm thinking I could send in my other Zapdos, maybe and use Thunderous Kick, or I could try and set up on it, or just hit it with the special type move, right? So we got the Snorlax swapping out here, and we have the Saw coming in, which is the Venusaur. And I was like, okay, Venusaur isn't too bad. I went for a round here to boost my special attack, and that's actually going to be very handy against Venusaur, right? Because remember last battle how I had that, I had the Throat Spray set up, right? And then I went for Hurricane, and it missed against Virizion. I wanted to get some redemption on that, right? So this time I can go for a Hurricane, and I know it's going to hit very, very hard against Venusaur. Now, Venusaur actually gets dropped in one hit. So I was like, man, that was really, really good there. Now, I don't know if that actually mattered, that critical hit. I feel like it wouldn't have mattered, and unless it was something like Assault Vest, I think I was pretty much in the green there. So now we got the Espeon swapping in here. It's going to be a Dynamax Espeon, and man, this is bad for my Zapdos, right? Now, I know that I've got, obviously, a +1 in special attack, right? But Espeon's a very fast Pokemon, and it's got some pretty good coverage against my team, too. So I was thinking, if, worst case scenario, I think I might have to try and work around this Dynamax rather than try and take it outright. But I did actually outspeed it, so it's probably running modest nature there. Hurricane does a pretty good amount of damage. Espeon's got pretty surprisingly good special defense there. And obviously, I'm going to go down to a max Mindstorm. Nothing I could have done about that. And of course, any priority moves now are not going to be working. Not that this team has any priority moves, just thought I'd, state the one. So both of my Zapdoses are gone already. So I lost both my legendary birds. Unless I said my electric birds, then I would have been wrong. So now going into Moltres now. So, okay, Moltres could go for a Flare Blitz. That could do a lot of damage, or I could go for U-turn. But then I was like, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait them out, right? I'm going to go into Moltres, double swap back into the Moltres that obviously has a dark typing, and then Mike's Mindstorm will fail. Then I was like, okay, they're probably going to be packing Dazzling Gleam, right, which would be max Starfall. Let's do a double swap back into Moltres, take minimal damage, and burn out all the turns on the Dynamax. So that was my thought process there. Normally Espeon would have Dazzling Gleam, right? That's its best way to hit Dark type. So everything pretty much worked out very smoothly there. And when you look at things like, they really didn't get a lot of use out of the Dynamax. Sure, they took out my Zapdos at the start, but that one was kind of inevitable. I couldn't have really worked around that. I mean, I could have anticipated the Psychic at the start, but that would have been a little bit risky, right? They could have anticipated that and gone for max Starfall. So I thought that was pretty good acceptable losses there. So now going into Moltres, not going into Moltres and going straight out of Moltres with a U-turn, and U-turn is enough to take out the Espeon. So that was really, really good there. Now I'm thinking, well, I'm in a pretty good place. I've still got both my Moltres and I've got both my Articuno, right? So now we're going to go into my Articuno, normal Articuno with the triple axles. Like, okay, I've got actually a pretty good plan here if I don't take this Pikachu out. I was very confident I would, though. So Pikachu is going to go for a fake out there, and it does pretty minimal damage. So, okay, let's go for triple axle in case it's got, like, a focus sash. It might have light balls, so it won't even matter. Discharge drops really hard there, and triple axle misses. I'm like, man, that's so unlucky. And now Pikachu is going to go for a discharge, and my Articuno is going to go down. This was my opportunity to use my Galar Articuno set to its fullest capacity, right? Now, normally I'd try and come across a Pokemon like Tokiss so I could use Skill Swap, get Serene Grace, and get that freezing there. So I was like, okay, what I can do here, Pikachu's going to use like Electric type move. Let's swap abilities, right? Get that Lightning Rod boost, but it didn't happen. It had static. I got trolled so hard there. I thought I did like the best Galaxy Brain play there, but it didn't happen because it didn't have freaking Lightning Rod. It had static instead. Oh man, this Pikachu is like destroying me now. So that was a little bit of bad luck there. It was definitely worth a try though. That would have been absolutely amazing. So I thought, okay, well, I've lost both my Articunos. I'm only down to both my Moltres now. So I was like, I can't play any more games. There's a Pikachu left, a Snorlax, which might take 1 to 2 hits in Dynamax, and there's one other Pokemon, right? So you might be able to guess what theme team they're running as well. So we got a big Moltres here. I can go for any move to take Pikachu out. This is obviously a very, very speedy set too, so it's going to go for Max Darkness and take out the Pikachu. Clearly, Pikachu was definitely carrying a Light Ball there, and Pikachu it's so frail. Even when you hit it with like a not very effective attacks, it just does so much damage, right? Next Pokemon is Snorlax. Now, Snorlax is asleep. That is going to be good, so I can go for Max Darkness now. I was wondering if I actually would take it out, and I didn't. I failed to take Snorlax out. It's so fat and bulky, so there's nothing I can do there. However, there is one good thing about this. It does, okay, there's a good thing and a bad thing, right? First, let's get the bad out of the way first. So Snorlax is going to use Rest, right? And it's going to get us full health back. But Max Darkness is dropping the special defense, right? So I can keep doing that, right? Which is going to be absolutely awesome. So I can keep using Max Darkness, drop its special defense again, and then I can go for a signature move and try and flinch it. So I thought that'd be really, really good, right? So we're going to get another special defense drop there on the Snorlax, and Snorlax is going to be fast asleep for 2 turns. Now, since they don't have Sleep Talk, which we found out earlier on in the game, right? They're a sitting duck. I know it's not a far-fetched, but it's more of a saying, right? It's not a duck, it's a Snorlax. So anyway, I'm out of Dynamax, and I'm going to go for the Fire Wrath there. This is a really cool move, and it's going to have a chance at flinch, right? And Snorlax still lives it. It's so bulky, Snorlax. Man, Snorlax is just that bulky Pokemon that takes forever to take out. I've always really really like this bulk like that. So I can go for Fire Wrath there, and that'll be enough to take out Snorlax. Thank goodness it didn't have Sleep Talk. That would have been really bad. Like, even if it landed like a body slam, that could have been catastrophic. So the last Pokemon is Gyarados. I was like, oh no, this is not good, because Gyarados is good against both my Pokemon, right? So I was like, okay, let's go for Fire Wrath there. And Fire Wrath does under half health, and now Gyarados is going to go for a Waterfall, right? So I was like, okay, that did, about half health. So I was like, okay, let's go for Substitute here. I might be able to get a Patea Berry boost and take out this Gyarados, right? And then Gyarados goes for Dragonance. It's like, oh crap, like, this is bad. So my next Moltres will get outsped, and it will get one-shotted by Waterfall. So I've got to finish this battle with my Moltres Galar here, or I'm done. Now, if you notice the damage before that I did with Fiery Wrath, this is not going to be enough to take it out. I've got to go for another Substitute Ride, activate Potato Berry, and this is going to actually allow me, not only will Substitute allow me to get the live on the next attack, the Potato Berry boost will allow me to take out the Gyarados and get that dub, right? So the Snorlax, not the Snorlax, man, Snorlax using Waterfall, Gyarados using Waterfall is going to break my sub, and now I can go for the Fiery Wrath on the Gyarados. I know this will be enough to take it out, and that, my friends, is the third and final battle. I hope you had as much fun with this battles and video that I did. I'll be back a little bit later on with the Reggie team. Man, it felt good doing these new Pokemon teams. All right, people, catch you next time. Peace.